And dear younger self, one of the first things I want to tell you today is that it is not your fault. Yeah, a whole lot of things that you've been through and where the foundation of the foundation of the whole catastrophe and all of that, or whatever it is that you may call it. I want to first of all tell you that it is not your fault. I want to tell you that it is not your fault that you crawled into hot water at a very little age before 1 year and you found yourself in the hospital. It's not your fault that by 10 years of age you were shipped out to boarding house without really knowing what was going on or even being prepared to begin to take care of yourself, to take personal accountability for whatever it was that happened. It is, yes, it's not your fault that you have ADHD. I mean, it's not also your fault that you were not diagnosed until very recent in your life. It is totally not your fault. It's it 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 it, it is none of your doing, and I advocate and I beg you also to forgive the people around you, forgive yourself, which is the most important thing. I beg you to forgive yourself. I mean, it could still have been a lot worse. You made mistakes, and that is understandable. You didn't have as much information as you should have had, and that is understandable. But I want to beg you to first of all forgive yourself. It is so important to understand that whatever happened, it's not your fault. It's Whatever happened is not your fault. Whatever happened, there was very little that you could do to change it, right? And that is fine. The second thing I need you to do, even as we converse now, is to forgive those around you and those that are supposed to know better, those who were to love you, but perhaps didn't even know what love was, as it were. I need you to forgive them because you get to understand as you grow that they are the same as you. A lot of them are, I mean, everybody's living life at the first time. This is their first time of doing life. It's terribly difficult and complicated for them also. Very few of them have done growth. Very few of them have grown. And so it's understandable that they perhaps don't just get the bulk of what's going on with you. You have to forgive them. Also, ADHD and all that you would experience and all that you are experiencing right now wasn't something that was openly discussed. I mean, even you didn't understand it. Very few people understood what it was. And in this episode of Their Young Self, I want to beg you to forgive yourself and forgive those who were supposed to know better because they didn't know better. They just didn't know better. Every mistake every misstep is and was a product of lack of information. You know, as you grow older, there's something that you would pick up on and you always say it. And that is simply that if you know better, you do better. And you didn't know better. I mean, you just didn't know. Please, I beg you to forgive yourself and forgive those around you. The third group of people that I need you to forgive is the society. I mean, also just understand we are evolving as a species. There is there's so much more that you still come to understand later. Even this version of you that is begging you to forgive society, forgive yourself, forgive friends and families, and those who were around you. I want you to know that as time progresses, you also will get to know a whole lot more. You get better, more information will be out there. You contribute meaningfully to the world, and you'll be able to gain better perspective. So please forgive society. It wasn't something that they had planned out to hurt you with. I also want to beg you to forgive society because as at that time it was expected that boys kind of knew what they were going to do, or nobody really paid as much attention to the boy child as they were. Nobody nobody really understood how you learned things. Nobody really understood the fact that your brain was wired a little differently, with the need to establish very interesting connections that may not make sense to other people. I need you to forgive yourself, forgive others, and forgive society, as it were. And as for the bulk of us here watching this video subsequently, I want to beg you to also forgive yourself. I want to beg you to forgive every other person that perhaps didn't give you the care you needed, that didn't give you what you needed to grow. It's very important that we approach some of these issues and we get to talk about them. This is my own personal healing journey, and I hope that as I try to be as vulnerable as possible, I just hope that it also gives you space to look yourself in the mirror and cry if you need to, but you need to say some things to yourself. So, you know what, Chima, I forgive you. I forgive my friends. I forgive my family. I forgive everyone who hurt me, everyone who made me doubt, everyone who made me doubt myself, everyone who made me doubt my abilities. I deeply forgive them. I forgive society for not even understanding that people like me exist, for not even understanding that there's such a thing as ADHD, for not even understanding that there's such a thing as high functioning of autism, as it were. I forgive society. And most importantly, I want to take out this time to thank everybody that has contributed positively to my life in every small way, in every very interesting way, whether I said it at the time or not. This is me just saying a big thank you for everybody. I mean, from primary school up until date, everybody who taught, everybody who gave. I know I was quite difficult to deal with. I had lots beats and lots with narcissism, but there are people who actually really poured into this vessel and played a big part in the type of person that I'm becoming now. I want to say I'm really grateful. I will just mention one person who was there, who was there in my lowest lows. And I mean, I had conversations with that person, and I discovered that even though the person wouldn't really understand everything that I had been through, the person would never really judge to condemn. The closest to an elder brother that I've had in this life. And I want to say thank you so much, Temisa and Boyo. I mean, when I think about my life and I think about some of the darkest periods in my life, I just remember that someone was there, someone was excited for the things that concern me. I just I I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you could look back and look in and still extend a hand of fellowship to me. I also want to thank Tosin Atere, who was one of the first few people that taught me that, I mean, he taught me that someone can love you for you, someone can be selfless. I mean, I not to go into details, but I mean, he was kind of the first person that I hurt terribly, and I was privileged to see my defect of using words in a crazy way, in a fallacious manner, in real time. And I mean, after the whole thing, it still warmed up to me, and that was in 2011 thereabout, and I've never recovered from that act of kindness. So I want to say thank you. Thank you so much to everyone. I hope this has healed me. I believe it has healed me, and I believe that my life would greatly improve because of this conversation that I've been able to have with my younger self. So remember, if you know better, you will do better. And if you stick around here long enough, you'll get to know better.